master's degrees. They're not for self-aggrandizement. They're to be resources so I can help other people like myself. That's how I became a chaplain.
And Chaplain Shabazz, I mean, I meant what I said earlier. What you just said about being a lifelong learner, you've already taught me something tremendous. Ever since I first heard of you, is you are the most real person that honestly that I've met, and you have a lot to be proud of, but you're also very, very real about those challenges. And as you just mentioned, you grew up as Michael Barnes, and you weren't the doctor Khalid Shabazz that we know now, and now the highest ranking Muslim chaplain in the United States Army. You started from very, very humble beginnings, and you've said something on other podcasts that I'm really, really curious about, and that is, I want to talk about humility for a second, because you've said something in previous conversations that humility is, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but it's about being very real of who you are. So can we talk about that? Because I think that, you know, in the military, and all three of us, certainly, you know, we've all had very different twists and turns. But I want our listeners to pick up on this, because I think you've come into yourself, and it sounds like you're still learning. It sounds like you're still on that track.
Yeah, I'm still on that track, and I have this intractable relationship with humility because, you know, societal norms or what people think is humility, I absolutely disagree with, right? Humility sometimes has this scene, people standing in the background, don't say too much about yourself, and then just go on your way, move in silence. Well, that's a good definition for some people. But for a guy like me who is trying to share and give away his gifts, I disagree with that. Humility to me is taking all the gifts that God has given me with education, with being able to communicate with people, share those gifts with people, take them into your bosom, and teach them the things that I've learned along the way. That is being transparent with my struggles. That is telling people that I've made horrible mistakes. That is to tell people that I am not perfect, but I'm still striving to be. What does that look like for me? I've put 82 people through officer school. All right. I'm on PhD committees. I've helped 11 people get their PhDs, and also give away hundreds of dollars a year for scholarships for young enlisted soldiers to get their master's degrees. Now, if I wanted to be so-called humble, I could just keep all my gifts and sit in my living room, write some more books, add to my resume, and say, ha, 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 look at me. That's not humility. That's arrogance. So for me, I had to redefine what humility looks like. Now, on the flip side of that, brothers, I get a lot of disparaging comments about being conceited, about being insolent, about being self-serving, because I post every day. Like I posted this morning, in the sense of, you know, all of the trauma that I just told you guys about. When I think about taking a day off, when I think about just being mediocre, that little kid, Michael Barnes, pops in my head, and I get my big old butt up and I go and do something.
Because you might miss Michael Barnes. You might not have an opportunity. He might have showed up to work and you weren't there, and you might have missed him.
That's correct. Absolutely right. And so I couldn't live with myself if I didn't. I was just in the when I was a division chaplain, this young kid pushing a broom. He's on extra duty, and I'm a lieutenant colonel, and I go by and put my big old arm around him, and I say, hey, man, you know, come in the office, let's talk. And he just burst out crying. Like, why would a guy like you talk to me, right? And my friend, I got a meeting with the CG here in about 5 minutes. And my friend is like, hey, you got a meeting with the CG? You got a meeting with the CG? I said, hey, listen, I'll reschedule that meeting for me. I need to talk to this young kid. And this, you know, we're military minded. Oh my God, man, we've been waiting to get this meeting for a month. You can't do that. You know, the CG, I said, listen, man, I got to take care of this kid because this kid is me, right? If this kid is crying because I touched him, it's got some stuff going on. And so I didn't.
There's some deeper stuff going on that you got to peel the layers back.
That's correct.
It takes
So-
time to peel those layers back.
Absolutely.
That
And the
general's
kid-
not going anywhere.
He's not, and I talked to him probably about 2 weeks after that.
And he was grateful that you did that, didn't he? Wasn't he?
He was absolutely. He said, "Chaplain, that's why you're here."
Yep.
And this young kid that I'm talking about, E3, the kid right now, he's a lieutenant, right? He's a lieutenant, right? And you take time to serve people, and that conversation with him, just like the conversation with me, reopened his whole life.
You bring up a great point, and I honestly, Chaps, I'm still in shock about the intro. I'm just kind of going, shit. I failed high school. I failed 8th grade Catholic high school, and I did all the things you're saying, and I went back because I just realized I wasn't a learner like the way you were, and I believe in get off your butt, go be someone's example, go be something they can aspire to, and share your. I always tell Shalom, we talk about this. People don't want to know. They want to know about your successes, but when you